Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Principal Chiro broadcast, sponsored and brought to you by DE and Band of Brothers around the world. Hey, it's getting close to Christmas, and we got some Christmas presents for you tonight. We got Dr. Steve LaFay from Stratford, Ontario. That's in Canada. And next week, we got Michael O'Halloran. He's from some planet up there in New York. And Michael wanted to make sure that everybody knows next week when Michael speaks, he's going to be speaking on goal setting and the mindset to success for 2025. So make sure you tune in next Tuesday as well. But tonight we got a special gift from our friend from the north. It's Dr. Stephen LaFay. Dr. Steve, I met him at his first DE. Didn't really realize it was his first DE because I'd done some work with Peter, and we'd been on some calls and some things before. But his first DE was just January of last year. So he's been coming to DE for 2 years, and DE has made a big impact in his life, and he's made a big impact on DE. If you're on the Tuesday morning, the morning calls, the breaths at 6 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock maybe in the Eastern Coast. When Steve speaks, man, it's just like present. He says, today is our day. Well, tonight is Steve's night. He's going to speak, and he's going to share his story. And before we share it with Steve, I want to make sure a couple little things. DE is January 9th through the 12th. So it's in Clearwater Beach, Florida. And I think that with everybody getting the cold blast that we're getting, maybe going to Florida in January is a good idea. So get booked. If you don't have that right now, the hotel block has been expired, but Kat always has a couple upper sleeves. So if you haven't got it there, make sure you get registered for the DE. And if you don't have a hotel, there's a bunch of hotels around there, but you may call Kat first before you book another one, see if she can't get you a room. Hey, last time we started with the Connect groups, and obviously the best. Look at this right there. The thing shows that purple's the biggest and the best, obviously. But if you're new to DE, this Connect group is something that will help you. Make sure you reach out to one of your leaders or any of your teammates in your Connect groups. One, share your successes, or if you have some troubles, ask somebody for some help. That's what we're here. It's all about. We're here to help you. Okay. So for no further ado, let's give it up to my man, Dr. Steve. Take over, brother.
Well, hey, thanks, Andy. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share again with our DE family, and always honored. Attitude of gratitude, great way to start. I feel so grateful to have an opportunity to participate in the morning calls, the 49 breaths. I'm going to speak a little bit about some of the process that I felt happening within me since I've been coming to DE, and it's sort of my philosophy of life that if you can do something, you do it right, and you play full out. So from the first DE, Dr. Paula Hedgelin and her awesome husband, Michael, pulled me up to the second row, and I sat in the second row and got fully dipped and immersed in the love of DE, and fell in love myself, felt love through me, and decided I was going to play full out. So I got into the Band of Brothers calls on Monday nights, beautiful Zoom group there, and I welcome you all to that, where we do the 49 breaths to open up, and then we always have a speaker, and always inspiring. And then again, with subsequent DEs, I decided I'm really going to jump in and fully immerse. So all the mornings when I'm available at 7 a.m., because I'm checking and adjusting a couple of mornings a week, that I get into that. And wow, life-changing, just absolutely life-changing. But I guess where I wanted to go tonight, most of you have already seen me do this once, and I talked about why I became a chiropractor, how I was called to it, loved into existence, to be a vessel of love and healing, and humble, aware, obedient to the inner voice and to the call coming into DE. But what I was really struck with DE, and a lot of the philosophy and the languaging, it isn't new to me. But what I was really moved by spiritually was the love that you all know we feel when we come to DE. It's the one place you can go where none of the speakers are there selling products, selling coaching. They are there for the right reasons, practicing dynamic essentials, right? Practicing lasting purpose, to give, to love, and to serve from your heart and from the abundance in your heart, just for the sake of doing so, with nothing in exchange. And I really was hit with that last January in Clearwater, the very first DE. I knew in my soul that I was home and that I was with like-minded people, like-hearted people. And I was just so grateful to be welcomed into it, and so grateful that I finally listened to my innate and got there, because I had been wanting to get there since I graduated in 1997. I was exposed to a DE online, and it was in one of the hardest times of my life. I was explaining to one of our new assistants that's come on board here in the last few months why COVID was so hard for me. And not that I want to spend a lot of time on that. It was a dark time up here in Canada. We were locked down for the better part of 3 years. But she was asking what was so challenging for me. And what was so challenging was, and I said to her, with your faith and your religion, if I asked you to practice Christmas, because it's not in her faith, you would find that extremely challenging. And she said, yes, I would. And I said, so I won't do that. I love and respect you enough not to do that. But you have to understand that the government asked me to do something that went against my most deeply held beliefs, which is the sanctity of the body, the body's ability for it to heal above, down, inside out. And I saw people in my practice that had been coming for 25 years that I thought were educated and understood the principle and were living the principle, completely reverse everything that I had taught them, or everything that I had thought they had learned, not even that I taught them, that I thought that they were living. And so that was challenging me to my deepest core of my values and my deepest held beliefs. And so when I got to DE, I recognized I was in a room with people that had those same beliefs held just as deeply, and who are playing full out as well. And what else is there in life other than playing full out? It just feels good, right? So I got to tell you, I've been refreshed in practice. I'm 27 years in. I feel so blessed. Every day I get to do what I love and love what I do. I go to work and serve with these two hands, and I lay my hands on people with lasting purpose in my heart. And the miracles that happen, it's incredible. To add to it all, a lot of you have probably met my beautiful daughter, Cassie, Dr. Cass. So she's been in practice now for 4 months. I brought her down to DE in April as a student. And then, of course, we were back again for the 60th anniversary. And what a time we had. And just a beautiful time for me to be peaking again. Practice is up 35, 40%. Not that this is about volume, it's about vibration. The higher vibration, it feels so good, and it's attractive. People can feel it. We're going to get into some of those concepts here a little bit about how Dr. Sid explained it. But so was this a revival of the principle in our office? And we're living and practicing and loving and giving in the principle. And it's such a beautiful thing. And so in our office now, I have 4 adjusting rooms, and my daughter Cass has 3 adjusting rooms going the other way. And so we're essentially practicing back to back. And it absolutely feels like we have each other's back. And it's just so nice energetically to be in practice, have each other's back, and just feel like you can really be present with people when they're coming in. Just totally with them. Yeah, thank you for that, Victoria. Just it is wonderful, and it's such a blessing, and I feel so blessed. But you gotta know, it just wasn't like that a couple years ago, right? I mean, I wasn't allowed to go to a restaurant. I wasn't allowed to go to the hockey arena. I wasn't allowed to cross the border to come and see you all. I wasn't allowed to go watch my son play hockey. And it comes down to, I believe it was in April. And he mentioned Dr. Mike O'Halloran is going to be speaking next week. He was on stage and he challenged us. And he said something that hit me right between the eyes, maybe right in the heart. He said, the size of your practice is limited to the amount of love, the amount of people you can love. And I was kind of like, yeah, I get that. And, and then I'm processing it and I'm kind of like, yeah, and you know how you have that side of you or that part of your mind that's like, yeah, baloney, come on. Like I had written a book 20 years ago and it was about the power of love and gratitude and seeing things as opportunity for growth and service and all that. And so I'm kind of like, my ego was bruised. I'm like, yeah, I get that. But, I'm the love and gratitude guy, right? I mean, I came to DE and already in this kind of mindset, right? But you know how innate works, right? So you wake up in the middle of the night and you're processing and you've got some things on your mind. And I started thinking about it. And I was like, you know what? That darn Michael Halloran's right. When I was really took inventory and I did the inner work and I was honest with myself. And it's like, you know what, man? I think actually secretly, very secretly, I'm actually judging all of these people. Yeah, success leaves clues, brother. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you're on. And I know I told you this story at the 60th, so you know the story, but I started looking inward and I'm like, you know what? I think I've been secretly judging all my people who ran out and were scared and got the shots and were wearing masks and were kind of buying into the whole concept that the body isn't sanctified, that the body doesn't have the wisdom to take care of things, that we need help from the outside. And I realized, you know what? They were just scared. And they were scared for good reason because they don't have the training and they don't have the ability to listen to their innate as well as maybe we do. And maybe I didn't do a good enough job teaching them. And maybe it's bigger than me. And I'm just here to play my role. And all of these realizations. And I just had sort of a breakthrough. And I realized it's not my job to do any of this judging. It's not my job to fix any of it. It's my job to listen, trust, and act, to practice the dynamic essential, to be aware of, humble to, and then obedient to the inner voice, to the voice of God within. And so I made a pact with myself that I was going to drop judgment of these people and just love up on them. If they did take injections that aren't as good for them as they could be, then they need to be checked and adjusted more. And more than that, they need to be checked and adjusted with love, because love is what adds the secret sauce, that extra something to the sacred trust that we have in chiropractic. Absolutely. Thank you, Trace. And amen. That's right, Paula. Absolutely. So when I came to that realization, things started to change in the office. The vibration went up. We attracted some assistants that came from a like-minded place with open hearts and service. And our practice started booming again. Phones are ringing. Doors are swinging. Things have been fun. And fun is where it's at. When we allow love to love through us, when we act with lasting purpose, to give, to love, and to serve, just for the sake of doing it. It's fun. It feels good. There's no just reward better than just feeling good about what you've done at the end of the day. And on Monday nights when we get together, our band of brothers, and we talk and we know, and we are grateful and thankful for the blessings of all the people that came our way, trusted us, laid on the table for us, and let us put their hands on them. It's an honor and it's a privilege. Thank you. Dee's home. It's done so much for me. And what I want to describe is the process that I'm undergoing. When I wrote this down, Dr. Jamie said this in the last DE on Sunday. And I wrote down, you are worth what you are going to see in yourself. After 27 years of practice, it's easy to believe you're too old to grow. And, some of the husk that gets shed when we come and we love up on each other at DE, I got chills when I thought that. I can't wait to see the dynamic essential play itself out of me. If this is what happens after a year or two of going to DE, I can't imagine 10 years from now how this is going to look. It's going to be beautiful, even more beautiful. And so the process, right? So I was gifted this book, Lasting Purpose, by Dr. Paul Blumstein. And Dr. Paul, thank you. I've read it twice now. In the very back, Dr. Sid wrote, lasting purpose is an overall term for the philosophy that advocates the establishment of a mindset for loving, serving, and giving out of your own abundance just for the sake of doing so, with no ulterior motive in mind. A commitment to lasting purpose helps to build the human resources of love and persistency. And Dr. Sid always said persistency is omnipotent. And persistency means that we just keep getting up, saying to God, I'm reporting for duty and I'm ready to serve every day. And the calls that we go through with the 49 breaths, your head gets light, your heart opens up, and the people that say the affirmations, it's so inspiring. It changes your day. It changes your life. In the quantum world, we know that the decisions we make and what we expect to see absolutely make a difference. When they're trying to decide if a photon is a particle or a wave, and they shoot them through the double slit, and it comes down to what the observer expects to see, whether it's a particle or a wave. It's always both and neither. And so every day is new. So when Dr. Donna gets on and says, good morning, today I am ready, I'm excited, I get chills. It makes a difference. Such a difference. What we do together makes such a difference. You know, B.J. Palmer said, we may never know how far-reaching something we may think, say, or do will affect the lives of millions in the future, tomorrow. What we do in those morning calls, whether you're on the call listening, doing the breaths and absorbing, or sharing. I love to share, and I love what I hear come through me. Today is our day. That's the declaration, that today is our day. We choose it to be our day. We develop persistency. And when we are in present time consciousness, in lasting purpose in our hearts, loving, giving, and serving, with our hands, with corrective, healing intent, omnipotency plays through us. You can feel it. It's a different feeling. It's a different state of being, and it's addictive. Yes, it's good for the people we're checking and clearing, but it's good for us. How many times have you gone to work feeling a little under the weather? And you get in that special zone, loving on people and adjusting people and welcoming them in because they're under the weather. Not like during COVID, where we're allowed to go back to our fundamental beliefs that when people are not functioning well, they have dis-ease from interference in their nerve system, interference in the flow of their innate, above, down, inside out. And when we get back to inviting them back to the office and saying, you don't have to stay away, please come. We would love to check you and serve you because you're going to heal faster, above, down, inside out. And when you're in that state, you are allowing love to love through you. And when love loves through you, it's boundless. It's from our abundance. As Dr. Sid said, we give, love, and serve from our abundance. Thank you, God, for our abundance. Thank you, God, for that endless well of love that resides within us. It feels so good to be loving, to be lovable, and to be love. And when that's happening, we have omnipotence working through us, divinity. As B.J. Palmer wrote, the power that animates the living world. That's what's working. That's what's at work. It's a beautiful thing. And the process of seeing yourself surrender, that's what I'm seeing, is my human resources are building. And they're building with each DE, just like adjustments. I say to our practice members all the time, adjustments layer on themselves. Like if you were trying to break concrete with a big sledgehammer, and you're hitting it, and you're hitting it, and you're hitting it, and you're hitting, and you hit it, and it breaks. And you say, wow, that last swing was a good swing. And you say, nah, every swing was a good swing. That last one was the result of layering of all the swings. And finally, it cracks. Just like adjustments, they layer and their nervous systems become clearer. Their innates are flowing through them more, and they can hear their innates better. And they can live principled lives better. So I thank Michael Halloran for challenging us on the stage. And I am grateful that I was there. I was grateful that I heard the message. And I was grateful that my innate said, look at yourself in the mirror, LaFay, and drop the judgment and just love them. Just love them. It's a beautiful thing in the office. So now Dr. Cass, her practice is exploding now as well. That's a ripple effect. It isn't just about us. The picture is so much bigger to us. It's so much bigger. And you know, like Dr. Sid said in this quote, to fully know lasting purpose, you must apply the principles and live lasting purpose yourself. Just like a roadmap, you can read about a roadmap and it'll tell you how to get somewhere, but you got to get in nature and you got to work through the roadmap to feel and experience it. Lasting purpose is the same for us. It's a commitment. It's a commitment to living that way. It's a commitment to living lasting purpose every day and choosing to be persistent. Dr. Mindy gifted me this at the last DE, the 60th. Thank you, Dr. Mindy. What a beautiful affirmation for every week in lasting purpose. You read this morning. I want to reshare it. My primary goal is to love, serve, and give out of my own abundance. I do not allow negative experiences or emotions to dwell in my mind. I am building up great abundance of love and persistency. I persist in love. As I continue to live the lasting purpose life, I confidently expect to be guided by innate to opportunities for the acquisition of material wealth. I affirm that I am a good steward of material possessions. I welcome the opportunity to have a fuller storehouse. I welcome the opportunity to have a fuller storehouse from which I can both take and give. You can't give from an empty cup. The natural law of just returns is working for me and you. I love loving. I love serving. I love giving. I expect good things to happen. I am happy. I am at peace. I am joyful. What a gift. What a gift it is to be principled chiropractors, to have the trust of people. Touch is true. I love you too, Paul. I'm looking forward to seeing you in January at DE, brother. Touch is true. It communicates our intent. Corrective, healing, loving intent. You can't fake that. When you are in that place and you are laying hands on them, they feel it. They know it. You might be the only person who touches them with love all day, all week, or all year. Miracles happen. Miracles happen. I want you to think of yourself like water. In today's world, I encourage you and I invite you to adhere to unchanging principles. Our principle that there is an innate intelligence in all living beings, giving to it its properties and actions, and hence maintaining it in existence, is real. We will never waver from that basic premise of our principle. Lasting purpose and the dynamic essential are very real. We will never waver from that. But we live in changing times. We live in changing times. So adhering to our principles, but adapting to changing times is the way to go forward for us to change the world. Like water, I am water, irresistible. No obstacle can stop me. I go over, under, around, or through. I change forms from steam to ice or rain. I give life wherever I go. I touch everyone I see. What an affirmation for us to use every morning. What an affirmation. I have to share this. Okay? So what's the result in our people? Of course, they feel better. But listen to this. This is a lady. We did this progress check with her on the 24th visit. I don't do anything different with her than you do with your people. I check her, I adjust her. I explain the principle. She came to the doctor's report, which we've been doing. Since I got back to DE, that's a story too. That's kind of a fun story. But please let me share this. So this is what the lady wrote. Okay, so she wrote, presenting complaint. The pain at the base of my skull and neck is 100% improved. My headaches are 100% improved. The left side of my neck and shoulder pain, 100% improved. My left side, just above my hip area, 75% improved. My lower back pain, 100% improved. She's in process. She's healing above, down, inside out. But this is really where the juice is in it for me. And this, I think you all love this. Okay? This is what she wrote. I feel more energetic and don't find myself feeling confused or searching for words when I try to explain something anymore. I'm not crying all the time like I used to be. I didn't even know that. We don't have a form that tells us, are you crying all the time on our intake form? It's the miracle of lasting purpose. It's the miracle of that something, of giving, loving, and serving. That love with present time consciousness when you're checking and adjusting. That's the miracle when innate runs through them better. Overall, I feel healthier, happier, and more connected. Thank goodness she came to our doctor's report and decided to come on a regular basis so that she could experience this. One more story. This is brotherhood and sisterhood of DE. Dr. Katie Gay and Dr. Pete, we were at DE together, we were around the pool, we're talking, and we were challenged to start doing the doctor's report again. And I'm sitting in the seat, just like when Dr. O'Halloran said that stuff. And I'm like, I used to do those. I'm too old to do them. I'm not doing them. And Dr. Katie was like, come on, LaFay, I'm doing them. First week back, I'm doing them. Right? And so we're in the airport. She's like, LaFay, come on. Are you doing them? And I heard my innate say, I will. And so before we left, we parted ways. I was going international. She was going domestic at Tampa Airport. I said, I will. And we've been doing them ever since. And I got to tell you, I know it's good for the people to come in and hear about our principle. It's good for me. It keeps me jazzed. I'm spizzed. It keeps me excited about what we do. 27 years in practice, and I've never loved being a chiropractor more. Thank God for DE. Thank God for the DE family, for our principle, for our message, for our meetings, for our gatherings, for the 49 breaths that we can do, for our band of brothers, for our Tuesday night calls, because we are different. Brothers and sisters, we are different, and thank God we are different. Turn off the TV. Stop watching the media. Don't listen to that stuff. Get quiet. On today's call, Andy asked us, be still. Be still. And for my active mind, being still is tricky. But with the 49 breaths and with encouragement, I am getting more still. The more still I get, the more I hear the voice of God within. And the more I am aware, obedient, and take action. So I listen, trust, and act, the better my life gets. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wish only the same for you. I want you to listen, trust, and act deeper and deeper in the process. Everything in life is process. Principle number 6. My prayer for you is that you continue to practice lasting purpose, loving, giving, and serving deeper, and commit to persistency. In our persistence, we are omnipotent. Thank you so much for your time. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in January. We're booked. Flights, hotel, everything. See you then.
Wow, that was awesome, brother. I gotta review some shit here, okay? Some stuff. Sorry, Didi, Dr. Didi. You said it's not about the volume, it's about the vibration. But if we do the stuff you've just been talking about, your vibration can't help but be higher. And the higher the vibration, your practice, the volume can't help but be better. right? I mean, you jumped 35% in 27 years in practice, and nothing changed but your vibration, right? And so you listen, trust, and act. Awesome, freaking awesome. People should listen to this 2 or 3 times, my brother. Your vibration, I felt it here in Kansas City. I'm at least 1,500 miles away from you, my man. It was awesome. Thank you for sharing. Everybody, go review this again and write some notes down. We'll listen to you or hear you guys tomorrow morning on the 49 breaths. Get your vibration up, and you're going to be just like Dr. Steve here, and your practice will be blowing up. Last thing for tomorrow or next week, again, Dr. Michael O'Halloran, going to be about setting goals and setting the mindset so you can get your vibration up, so you can set those goals and you can achieve those goals, because you can do what my man Dr. Steve LaFay did, and you're just going to get in this vibration that people just attract to, because he's nothing but love. Love and appreciate you, my brother. Have a great night.
Love you too, brother. Thank you.
Love you all.